My daughter doesn't remember this. She was too young. But I do. It happened during a period of my life when everything felt rushed. Long hours at work, missed dinners, always promising we'd do something soon. When her birthday came around, I took a day off just to spend time with her. Nothing big. Lunch, a walk, a few stores. She wanted a doll. I bought her one early in the day. A normal one. Plastic, colorful, something you'd find anywhere. She liked it, but not the way kids usually do. She kept holding it loosely, like she was waiting for something else. Later, when we passed a small resale shop near the edge of town, she asked to go inside. It wasn't an antique store in the dramatic sense, just a cramped place that sold donated items. Old furniture, books, toys mixed together in bins. She went straight to a shelf near the back. Not the toy bins near the front. Not the stuffed animals piled by the counter. Straight to the back, like she already knew where she was going. There was a doll there. It wasn't creepy. That's important. It didn't have cracked porcelain or glass eyes. It wasn't smiling. It wasn't old enough to look historic. It just didn't feel like a child's toy. The clothes were handmade. The fabric was faded. The face was neutral, almost unfinished. She picked it up and said, "This one." The woman working the counter didn't warn me. She didn't say anything strange. She just hesitated before ringing it up. At home, nothing happened right away. My daughter talked to the doll sometimes, but kids do that. She gave it a name that changed every few days. She left it in odd places, on the couch, near the bathroom door, sitting upright on the floor. I kept putting it back in her room. After a few weeks, I noticed small things. She stopped sleeping through the night. She started waking up tired, even when she went to bed early. She wasn't sick. She wasn't scared. She just seemed distracted. One night, I heard her talking from her room. Not playing, talking. Her voice was quieter than usual, careful, like she didn't want to wake anyone. I stood outside her door and listened. She was asking questions. Then she paused, like she was listening. I opened the door. She was alone. The doll was on the bed beside her. I told myself I was overthinking it. Adults do that. The first thing that really bothered me didn't involve the doll at all. It involved sound. I started hearing movement in the house late at night. Not footsteps, not doors. Just the sense that something had shifted, like furniture being nudged, or weight moving across a room. The kind of sound you feel more than hear. Every time I checked, nothing was out of place. One night, I moved the doll into our bedroom while my daughter slept. I didn't hide it. I just set it on a chair. At around 2 a.m., I woke up suddenly. Not from a noise, from pressure. It felt like someone had leaned over me while I was sleeping. Not heavy enough to pin me, but enough to wake me instantly. I opened my eyes. The room was empty. The doll was still on the chair, in the exact same position. I didn't wake my wife. The next morning, I put the doll back in my daughter's room. I told myself I was tired. That stress does strange things to perception. A week later, my daughter asked me something I still think about. She asked, "Why does she stay here when I'm asleep?" I asked who she was talking about. She thought for a second, like she was deciding whether the question mattered, then said, "The one you moved." I asked where she stayed. She didn't answer right away. She just pointed down the hallway toward the dark. I returned the doll to the shop the same day. The woman didn't ask questions. She didn't look surprised. She just took it and put it back on the shelf. My daughter cried for a while, then forgot about it. Everything went back to normal. Mostly. Sometimes, late at night, when the house is quiet, I still wake up with the feeling that something shifted while I was asleep. But when I check, nothing is ever out of place.